Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you for your tweets. Craig Burley with me in the studio. Frank Leboeuf joins us as well, as does Nedum and Onuoha. How did you describe Nedum's background, Craig, when we saw it?
Ready for a passport photo.
Either he can't hear us or he's staring us down. Oh, there it is.
He's given the passport stance where you're not allowed to...
Yeah, can't smile.
Can't smile,
No.
which I don't have a problem with.
No, yes, I know you're very good at that. No smile, just that's it. Perfect.
You get your army haircut.
Beautiful, lovely, ready to go.
What do you do when you go to the barber's? Is that what you ask for?
Yes, so it's exactly
You
what
say,
I asked for.
get me an army
please,
haircut.
because I never made it into the army.
You were never getting in the army, you.
Oh, I don't know, I think I'd make a great soldier.
Soldier?
Right, let's get on with this. Should Guardiola have made aggressive substitutions to put the tie away after the red card, Nedum?
No, I don't think so. I think ultimately they were controlling the game and they could have scored with the players that were out in the field already. And as far as City go, you talk about aggressive, but what is aggressive to them? Because we see them regularly play without a number 9 and they still manage to win games. And sometimes they win games convincingly. So for me, no, I think he made the right decision, and in Pep we trust.
Oh.
I didn't realise we were still in that camera box there and I was having a good old yawn.
Oh, not at Nedum's answer.
No, the fact I was up at 4 o'clock this morning.
Oh, there you go. Did you ever score an accidental goal, Craig, in a match
Yes.
similar to De Bruyne?
Oh, an accidental goal? Oh,
Yes.
sorry, I thought I meant an own goal.
No.
No. No.
No?
No.
Frank, did you ever score an accidental goal like De Bruyne?
No,
No?
never.
Nedum, did you ever score a goal?
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I scored 1 or 2, yeah, but there was one in particular. The goal wasn't accidental, but the way I ran him was. So I tried to play a ball to Adebayor, I think it was, and it was probably the worst pass of my career. It was so bad that I ran onto it myself and then scored on a one-on-one.
Oh, beautiful.
So yeah, it was an accidental goal, but it was an accidental assist, yeah. It wasn't great.
Was Ronaldo the coach for PSG's wall? Frank, what would you make of that if that was your teammate in the wall doing that?
Well, I don't know. I was taught that a wall is a wall and the wall doesn't move. So now we can see the wall jumping with somebody laying down, behind the wall. Okay, fine for that. But we saw the wall of Juventus, I think, some times ago.
Yeah,
and we saw that fantastic Paris Saint-Germain wall. Well, I've got some Portuguese friends, and they're not very happy with the wall that we see so far. That's what I'm saying.
No. Would you be in the wall? What would your position be?
Yeah.
I was in the wall.
Yeah.
The taller you are, from memory, you tended to be more towards the outside.
Okay.
And I'm not. I'm
Now,
relatively tall.
We're seeing it kind of evolved from what you protected when you were in the wall. Because now it's your face, and before it was other areas.
No, I don't think that's changed.
No, definitely. People cover.
Yes, but it's an instinctive movement.
What do you mean?
Because you're protecting a certain area. Where are you trying to go with this?
No, I'm just interested because when we were growing up, you'd think of a wall and everyone's in a line and everyone is protecting everybody.
Right, you're trying to get me in trouble.
I'm not trying. No, I think this is a fine conversation.
You're protecting a lower part of the body.
Yes.
Still, and now you'll see players raising their hands.
But their starting position is this.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm still covering the
You're still
important area.
Nedum, where did you cover when you're in the wall?
I just covered the goal, that was it. If the ball was coming near me, I'm going to try and head it, kick it, chest it, whatever. Like, that's the big difference, really.
Right. And Frank, when you were in the wall?
When I was in the wall, I was putting my boss hands in the area you're talking.
Right.
Because he didn't care about getting the ball in the face.
No.
Which is not the case for the area you're talking about.
Sure.
But I wasn't in the wall most of the time because I was making sure that if the ball was going through and the goalkeeper was getting it,
right.
I was there to protect the goalkeeper.
Okay.
Because strikers don't think about that.
Listen, you don't get looks like Frank and I by protecting your face.
Well, you had nothing to protect because you had no teeth anyway, so what was left, really?
Well, that is true, but there are still other parts.
I don't know.
There are still other very important parts of the. Obviously, the teeth were less of a concern because most of them were in my pocket in the dressing room, so that wasn't a problem. But it's not nice being in the wall sometimes, and listen, we laugh at it, but I remember people like Stuart Pearce and others who had no interest in curling the ball over the top. It was coming at you through the laces, and either you were getting out of the way, and so it was like, oh no!
Right.
What do you do? Because I can't go back into the dressing room and have turned my back. So you close your eyes. Just hard. It's not easy, you know. It's not easy, but somebody's got to do it. Oh. You wouldn't do it, you're a coward.
No, I definitely wouldn't do
Frankie
it.
Howard.
I'm too short as well.
Yeah,
What's the point of having me in a wall?
I'd put you in it just for
ridiculous. Nedum?
Yeah, I was going to say, for me, in my last spell with RSL, I had 2 jobs. The first one was to come in when there was a 5-man wall. So I was like special teams when it came to walls. But then the other one was like when he got to a certain place, I would be I wouldn't be the guy that line up, I'd be the guy on the inside. So I knew if the ball went over my head, it was probably going to be a goal.
Right.
So when it's like that, you don't really have a chance to be able to turn sideways. You just have to take it in the face, and I think the guys will agree here. You're not really a centre-back till you've got cuts all over your head, and as you can see, I might also have 1 or 2. So I guess that means I had a good career.
Yeah, I had a career. Right. Should top-level clubs...
Listen, more than yours, my friend.
Yeah, there it is. Yep, good. What have you ever done, Thomas?
Yeah.
Yep. Should top-level clubs be hiring wall coaches instead of throwing coaches based on the recent problems we've seen from big clubs? So who decides...
Don't say it's a valid point.
Who decides who's in the wall? Who makes that decision?
This is way too much conversation about a wall.
No, but it's interesting. Like I'm
a wall is not
interested in
difficult,
this.
right? A wall is generally what a goalkeeper wants.
So, but who decides who's in it?
The coach.
The coach.
The coach.
So you go through it on a Friday, right? If we have a wall.
But then it depends then how many the keeper wants in the wall.
Okay.
The keeper generally will decide if it's a 3, 4, 5-man wall.
Okay.
Depending on the area.
Right.
And then you take who you're designated to be in the wall or not at that point. So if it's 3, the 3 biggest will be in.
That'd be your 3 tallest players.
Probably.
Okay.
Right? And somebody will line it up.
Yeah, but you also have the leader of the wall who talks to the goalkeeper to line up with the post. And then he turns, and then you add players next to him, left or right, depending where the ball is. And you have the coach who names them, and you have the 5th one, like Nedum was.
Yes.
And you have the flying guy as well, who is the kind of kamikaze as well.
Yeah.
Who could go out
to close it down
for indirect free kick. Yeah.
Let me just give this in layman terms, right? So, right, you got a 4-man wall, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You get the 4 people that are designated to get in it.
Right.
One of those players with the goalkeeper will line the wall up.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's job A.
Right.
Unless the keeper and him have ballsed it up, that's job A done.
Okay.
Right? Then the guy goes to take the free kick. The wall can't do a bad job unless people jump out the way.
Right.
It's not difficult.
Yeah.
So it's perfectly simplistic. Line it up properly.
Right.
Stand where you're supposed to stand. And if somebody
Yes, we know all
like
this.
Gianfranco's-
I'm just interested in the dynamics that build the wall.
Jesus Christ, man! I've just told you.
I know, but you've told me nothing that I didn't know already.
But that's because there's nothing to know.
But it is like, who goes in the wall? I'm intrigued
I just told you the 3
Yes, I know,
tallest
I know,
players.
but then you went back and just did like a boring explanation for no reason.
Yes, that's because you're absolutely clueless.
Nedum, what about the wall in front of the wall?
Don't ask any more questions. You're really getting on my nerves.
No, the
wall
person.
is not a wall.
You know when you've got the free kick taker, who's then got the wall in front of the wall.
Listen, just fade this to black because he's really annoying.
I'm interested in the
Fade is off there now. He's interested in a freaking wall. I've just told you about the wall. It's freaking easy.
Come on, call him
it's just to
Binder,
make it as
and he will
hard as
explain to
possible
you
for the
how to build
goalkeeper.
the wall.
Okay, next question. Away from walls. Craig,
Since 4 this morning, and he wants an
who are
explanation.
you talking to?
I'm
There's no
thinking
one
about
there.
going and standing over there and showing you what a wall is.
Craig, Which one is more emphasised in training sessions? Scoring from a set piece or defending a set piece?
Defending.
And how often does that happen in training sessions?
Coach dependent.
Right.
Sometimes not a lot, and sometimes with certain coaches, a lot of what we'd call drills. You know, corner kicks, set pieces, zonal marking, not zonal marking, men on the post, one man on the post, two men, you know, one in each post, different coaches, different scenarios. I think that's more, yeah, you work on your little fancy attacking free kicks and a little flick over the wall or whatever it is, some sort of run, but the defensive aspect, in my opinion, the defensive aspect is more important to get correct because the attacking one can be more off the cuff. The defensive one can't be, it has to be, everyone has to know their job.
So then how much work is actually done on offensive set pieces, or how much is that just done after training amongst like a group of players?
Yeah, generally, yes.
So it wouldn't be like a part of the coaching
No, the
session.
defensive setup could be everybody, and
Sure.
usually would be, because everybody's got a job to do, particularly if you have everybody back and somebody's on the edge of the box. You know, who's picking up who and where, and who's marking the front post. Attacking set pieces will be different. You know, when Frank and I were at Chelsea, we let guys like Vialli and Zola and all these guys get on with it, and they would have ideas about what they wanted to do, and that's what they did. But the defensive, I think the defensive aspect is way more important than in terms of the organisation.
Frank, is Marquinhos a top 5 centre-back in the world? I feel like he's criminally underrated and should be talked about more.
Oh, definitely. And he's maybe, if he's not the first, the second best defender in the world. He proved it for many years with the national team and with Paris Saint-Germain. And everybody loves him in Paris. You can be some question mark about Neymar, even Thiago Silva, with the time he stayed for Paris Saint-Germain, but never there were any question marks about Marquinhos. Marquinhos did the job. He even played midfielder when Tuchel needed him. The guy is absolutely exceptional. He's a real warrior, and I'm very fond of him. Very fond.
Nedum, should German refs teach English refs how to actually ref? That's a lot of refs.
No, I don't think so. I think ultimately, if we can just call it what it is, I think all refs are terrible. So that pretty much answers that question.
Okay, lovely. Craig, how many times have you put in a tackle similar to Gueye's today on an opponent? I reckon a few times at least.
I'd say, but a few years ago you were getting away with them a bit more.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So what you would get away with in the 90s and early 2000s, you're not getting away with now. Anyway, actually, some of them were a bit late, a bit clumsy, a bit reckless, but I thought that was a real bad one today. Pretty obvious one, actually.
Yeah, Gundogan in the end, okay. Final question.
Yep.
Nedum, did you ever fake injury to waste time? Does coaching staff encourage that sort of act?
Well, I've seen people that do it, but as a defender, I could never really do it because the fact is, if you faked it and somebody came on, you had to leave the field. So defensively, you were putting your team at risk. So I have seen lots of people do it, but they tended to be number 9s and 10s and things like that. But for me, no, I would never fake an injury. No chance at all. No way.
Frank, is this where your acting started?
No, it's when I watch Italian players doing it, that I learn how to act and to pretend. But that's true, that I saw many players. I played, I always say, with all due respect, with Pierluigi Casiraghi, played with me for a short time at Chelsea, and I played against him when I played against Italy, where somehow we played in the Parc des Princes. He was a yard, even more than a yard away from me, and he controlled with the chest. But look at the referee to see if he was in the line. We couldn't see the space between him and me, and fell, and the ref gave a free kick. And I swear to God, I applauded Pierluigi and I say, well done. That's absolutely fantastic. Well done. I was a yard away from him.
When was it said, Frank said there was...
Of course.
Was it too many German
Careful,
managers?
careful.
Too many German managers, or was it too many Italian
Too many
managers?
Italian managers.
Actually, he's anti-Italian again.
He hates Serie A, he hates Italians. Like, if he was to rank the top 5 European leagues, he'd have Serie A 5th.
Yeah.
No, make it shorter. I hate everybody.
Oh,
if
there
I
you go.
listen to you. So there we go. We're good. No, I love the Scottish. I love the Scottish.
Yeah, he loves the Scottish.
Yeah.
Really?
And Luxembourg.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. That brings any more wall questions? Any more walls?
If you ask about the setup of a wall again in this studio, I will not be responsible. But tell me a bit more about how it's set up.
It's interesting.
That's a bit like
it's interesting, isn't it?
That's a bit like asking, you know, why does a bike on 2 wheels fall over? You know what I mean? Because it does.
Well, but then, you know, the physics of it, why? And why does it go in a straight line when you've got it balanced right? That's it.
Okay, can I go?
That brings us to the end.
Have a great week, guys. Au revoir.
We'll be back. Craig, you're off tomorrow. We'll FaceTime you and talk about Wolves.
Hopefully you are.
Europa League. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.